very warm welcome to all of you to Coding for All, where we are learning full stack web development for beginners. It doesn't matter even if you are a beginner or you already are professional. This course will surely be fruitful for you. So, in order to reduce your time over the search where you might find the topic that will give you the value, I have tried to reduce your effort so that you can focus solely on the concepts and can grow productively. So these are the points that I have covered in this lecture, and obviously the time is written right across what the topic is, so that if you want to skip some part and get directly to some sort of specific topic, you can. But I would highly recommend to continue with the flow so that we can proceed easily step by step by completing the challenges. And now the challenges are going to be increased, so you need to buckle up and you need to cooperate. So resuming what we left, this is what the site we made previously. Our first portfolio, you can say CV, that was hosted through GitHub and free of cost. Obviously, if you have missed any of our lecture, you can just check the pop-up link that will appear on the video right after I am done with this sentence. Means now. So, now coming back to this lecture, what if you want to transform it into a better place like this one? It appears to be good looking than our previous site, and you can observe one more change, and this is the favicon. Now we will try our best to make our, you can say, portfolio or site like this even better than this. So let's dive into it so that we can develop and grow. So in order to make the new site, there is going to be a challenge for you. And obviously it won't be difficult, but it will get you practice what we did before, a little bit of practice. So what's the challenge? It is in few steps. The first thing is that you are going to create a new folder named as css-site. Next thing you will do will make an index.html. You will write the name of the site as your own personal name. Then you will write the HTML backbone, what we learned the basics right at the start. Then you will create a new CSS folder that will be named as styles.css. After that, you will link your HTML and CSS and will give background color as of red, just to see if it is linked correctly or not, and if everything else is going in correct direction. So it's a challenge for you. Give it a try, and obviously we will be doing together. So now we will make a new, you can say, a folder as what was said in our challenge. So here we are. Now we will open our folder. Here we are. Now what was in our challenge? We are going to make new file html dots index dot html. Enter. Here we are. Then we will write html. Enter. Control S. Title will be our name. Talha. Control S. Now we are going to make a new folder inside CSS. Then we'll make a new file styles.css. Here we will give background color. Oh, I'm sorry, we are going to give it to the body. Background color, we decided for red. Control S, but it won't appear as we haven't linked at the moment. So link this won't be like this. Styles.css. So Control S, let us see what is going to happen now. See, so we are successful in creating our new folder where we will start our new project. Now, as we have completed the challenge successfully, so congratulations. Now what we are going to do, that you can see the name here, Talha. There will be your name obviously. So now what we are going to do, that we will need to add a favicon. What is favicon? You see there is nothing here, it's just a symbol of the word, but there is T written. So how can we do that? Let us see. Okay, so for favicon you are going to search for favicon.cc. Now what you can do, either you can select any of your image that you have, you can save in the laptop or any electronic device. But what we are going to do, we will simply write our name, we will draw it. So let us see. For example, 2 lines like this. And down below it will appear like it. So obviously you can change the colors from here. So what if I go with this thing? Let us see. So you are going to copy and paste this in the site, in the folder I mean, where we are doing our work. So here it is. Now let us go back. For this reason, obviously we are going to make a link again, but this time it will be simple icon. You can see here it is written. Now what's the name? You can see the name is written here. You'll just copy paste what is written, favicon favicon.ico. So let us see if we have been doing this correctly or not. Yes, very nice. So it is here, and this is what we were looking for. It is T written. So I hope that you have done this too. Congratulations, we did it. Woohoo! So now we are done with our challenge. Let us move forward. For example, if we go and observe it, this is obviously looking in a form of H1 and it is something like P. Let us see what this is. What if we inspect? So this is H1, this is H2. We can even make it in a form of P. So why don't we use it? First of all, we must just remove all this. Okay. So first of all, H1, hi, for example. Then you will write P, full stack web developer. So let us observe now, refresh. Here we are. What have we written? I am okay. So we can do this here too. I am Tata. Let us see now. Very nice. Okay, so before we move forward, I would like you to have a new extension in your Google Chrome and its name is pesticide. The reason you will just observe now. The moment you will click, you will observe that this is in form of some boxes. One box is with our H1 and the other box is with our P. So if we inspect it even, so this is what we are talking about. This is head part and this is body. Head, body, head, body. This is H1, this is P, and we are using pesticide for this reason. So you can observe that this is the structure. Padding is within, border is outside, margin is external. So what we can do now, that before we jump into it, we must first remove this space so that we can use all what is written here. So how can we do that? Even if we want to move something, if I want to move this into middle portion or anywhere else on my page, what I will do, now you are going to be introduced with a new concept in CSS and HTML in your full stack web development journey, and that is diff. What diff do is, you can say diff does. So it is in a form of division. Just ignore the class at the moment. We are not interested in class. So what this does, you can see now, if we give div a background color, like blue, so how will it appear? Refresh. Okay, so there is nothing here. What's the reason? Do we know the reason? The reason is that we haven't given any sort of height. How can we observe this? Inspect. You can see div here, it's written, but there is nothing found. So how can we do something about it? Simple, just pesticide. Observe this thing. The margin on the top of the side has been widened than before. What is the reason? The reason is that is div. The div is having zero height. This is the reason that we can't observe anything. What if we come here and try to look at, so here is diff, but diff is having no height at all. So this is the reason that we can't observe anything. So what we can do, just turn this off. What we can do, we can give it some height. And for height, there are two sources. One is you can either write each and everything inside the div. So let us see now. There we are. So now it is in div, and the div is having background color of blue. So you have seen that instead of giving it height, we just copied and pasted what our content or what our text was inside the div. And after we pasted it inside the div, what happened, the div increased its height according to the text. And so now it is having the height exactly equal to what is required due to our text. So what is still that we can see, this is something that we don't want. We want this to use the page in full form, but you can see that it isn't using full page. So how can we do that? Let us see. We can, what if we move this out again just to understand it? What we can do, H1 margin 0. So let us see the difference now. So its margin has been changed. Now what was something else? What if we say div margin 0? What can we observe now? Okay. And then, oh, should write it here. What if we write body margin 0? And there we are. Now it is using its space completely. See? Now it has used its space completely. So now what we are going to do, why don't we give this the color by going to Favicon? We can just paste this where our site is developing. So going back, now we will cut and paste it here. Then we'll go to the div. Oh, we did something wrong. Okay. So we are going to copy it. And then we'll paste. Our hashtag is missing. Control S. Control S. There we are. Very nice. So now we are going to move forward. Now what we are going to do, we are going to learn a new concept that is going to be of great importance for your career and especially for styling, and that is box model styling of CSS. So what is it about? It is going to talk about what we observed here while inspection. After this, I'm sure that all these concepts will become clear, that what is padding, what is border, what is margin, and how does it affect each and everything. For theoretical purpose, we are going to use paints, but obviously for practical purpose, we are going to shift back to our website. So if we select it, so this is, you can say, a div, or we can just increase the size of the div. Otherwise, this div is very small. So for example, this is a div. It has some color inside, yellow, and you can write anything inside that you want. So what does this look like? It is simply, you can say, a square which has a width of 20 centimeter and height of 20 centimeter. So what is going to happen if we change the size of the border, 20 centimeter wide, 20 centimeter with height? If we change border width, what is going to happen then? See, the border width has increased, the internal size remains same, so obviously what is going to happen? It will surely increase the overall size. For example, previously if it was 20 centimeter by 20 centimeter, now it might have become 25 centimeter by 25 centimeter. So this is how the border width, which we will be using in our, you can say, style CSS for styling, we can observe it here that by changing the border width, the overall size of the div or our section around the element will surely increase. So this is what the border was. Now we are going to talk about the padding. So what is padding? Padding is something that we can observe right now. We can do like this. So the padding is increase in the size from internally. It is going to increase the size internally. So what does that mean? That each and everything will remain the same, but the internal size will increase. It will expand internally from each and every place. Obviously, if you are going to specify any specific directions, only then it will increase on one side. Otherwise, if you increase the padding for overall the box, it will increase the internal size from each and every place at each and every direction. So that is something you can say the padding tells us about. Now what is margin? Margin is the buffer. Margin is surely a buffer place. This is margin. Sorry. This is margin. This is margin. So what margin does, the margin provides you with buffer so that it is going to push the rest of the things and it won't allow you to collide with each other. It won't you to touch with each other. So that is what you can say margin is. So what we have learned here theoretically is that what is border width, how does it affect, what is padding, how does it affect, and what is margin, how does it affect. So for practical purposes, we are going to utilize our atom and our website. So here we are. What if I increase padding here by, you can say, 50px, Control S, you can observe it here and refresh. See, the internal size increased, the color portion has increased. This is only due to the padding. Now what if I increase the margin and only from the bottom, so that you can observe that what is it going to do with the P portion down below. 50 px again. See, it has pushed it even further. From H1, the P has been pushed due to the increase in what you can say, due to increase in the margin. So why don't we just remove what we wrote here? Just remove what we did for learning purpose, obviously. How does it appear now? Very nice. So now a new challenging task is coming for you, and the task is going to be that you are going to make 2 new divs. In total there will be 3 divs, and now you are going to be introduced with the new concept, that is class, that is going to be introduced within div. The first way I will show you that how are we going to do. So you can say class, oh I'm sorry, class is not like this, CLA class, and the first will be named as top container. Following this method, you are going to make 2 new divs. In total there will be 3 divs named as top container, middle container, bottom container respectively. The middle container is going to have red background color, and the bottom container will have blue color. The dimensions will be 300 pixel wide, 300 pixel with height. So after that we are going to proceed further. So it is a new challenge for you. Dive into this challenge and try to accomplish it easily. So the moment that you feel that you are done or feel exhausted, in any case, this is how it will appear if you succeed, and I'm sure you will succeed. And even if you don't, there is nothing to bother about, because obviously we are going to learn by doing, and we will be doing it all together. So let us see how can we do this. So I hope that you have tried. So why don't we do it all together? So div class middle container, another div class bottom container. There we are. Now we are going to write this here too. Control C. This is middle container. This is bottom container. The background color we decided for middle was red, and for bottom we decided blue. The dimensions, what we decided, width of 300 px and height of 300 px. We can simply copy and paste this down below here. Control S, packages, atom-beautify, we just forget about there for so long. Control S. Why don't we observe now what is going to happen? Very nice. So we got success in this. After you are done with this thing, as we learned about the borders, padding and margin, now we are going to have our new challenge, a new task that I'll be giving to you, so that we can see that if we are clear with our concepts or not. Let us give now a new challenge. So as I promised, that as we will be moving forward, we are going to have difficult and challenging tasks. We are going to have very, you can say, engaging activities that is going to test your abilities, and so just buckle up for all this. This is not your new challenge. You are going to make 3 boxes, 200 px width, 200 px height. This border is right in front of you. The first will have border width of, you can say, 10 px with the padding 20. The second is going to have padding of 0 obviously, but the border width of 20, and the third is going to have border of 10. So these are your instructions. Try to do this, and at last you will have something like this. So let's get on to it. Pause the video and try to complete this challenge. So this was enough for today, and you might say this was enough for this week. Now there's we have signed off our lecture with the task that I have given to all of you, to all of my special viewers. So I would encourage you to try on your own to complete the challenge. And obviously we will be solving this challenge in the next week on Wednesday for sure. And I won't mind if you like, share and subscribe my video. Obviously it will be a very generous action from your side, and it will really motivate me to carry on with you for a very long time. And obviously I'll be coming up with many new tasks. Even we will make new games, applications, websites, and much more excitement activities are there that will be there with all of us in the lectures. So I would like to sign off now. Thank you very much. Take care. Goodbye.